I put on the TV for something to watch during dinner, and yeah, scenes from Washington DC today are dramatic and shocking, even given the temperature of American political discourse over the last decade, last few years. It's shocking. I am not sure if this even happened in the 60s against Johnson or Nixon. It might have done, but I don't think it did. I've never seen it in my lifetime. Protesters, rioters, that's what they are, storming the US Capitol building. Um, of course, earlier last year they tried to storm state buildings in Michigan, but it's disgraceful. Um, it's widely being speculated that Trump's planning another run in 2024. I hope the Republicans who were in that building today remember this and hold it against him. Uh, as for condemning it, Pence has come out strongly, but Trump's attitude was pretty much to to pander to these people, to say, "Oh well, you're good, special people. We understand your pain about the stolen election, but it's time to go home now. We don't want anyone hurt." That to me is not leadership. He should be unequivocally condemning it. And there is a clear contrast here. Um, when there was, let's say, left-wing riots throughout summer 2020, Joe Biden was clear in his condemnation of the looting and vandalism. He has clearly said several times that rioters should be prosecuted. He said that. Now, maybe one could argue that Biden and Harris have been too cozy with Black Lives Matter. There's internal politics at work within the Democratic Party. I think personally they could have both been a little bit more outspoken on the violence, but the point is they condemned it. Trump has once again utterly failed to show leadership. I don't consider that a rebuke to these rioters. He's talking about their safety. He has no condemnation of the intimidation they're trying to inflict on legislators, on the fact that they are assaulting American democracy. Um, and he's regurgitating the line that the election is stolen. You know, in 2000, when Al Gore lost the Supreme Court case, he was obviously disappointed, but he showed leadership. He understood that, many Democrats were very angry about that, but he understood the bigger picture. He understood to avoid a crisis, he would need to concede the Supreme Court's results, granting Bush the winner. And that was very difficult. It must have been very difficult on a personal level. He did not behave as Trump has behaved. Um, and I just think this is another example of Trump's utter failure of leadership. Um, a lot of moderate Republicans will be, I think, very disillusioned um, because they won't be looking forward to a Biden presidency, but they know that this man has become the image of their party. Rick Santorum's just been interviewed. I mean, I don't know if we call him a moderate Republican, but he's clearly not pro-Trump. Mitt Romney was accosted at an airport yesterday. Here's the thing. This is the image that's going around the world of the United States of America. I mean, this is like something that would happen in a failed state, quite frankly. These sort of scenes, it's just not something you expect to see in in the United States of America. It's like something you would see in a politically unstable state. And I have to say, if there was a ranking of political stability, I think America would not be in the top 10 right now. I think it's a very, very volatile situation, and I think the commander in chief has utterly failed in leadership, utterly, utterly failed, and at times he's outright encouraged it. When he encouraged the insurrectionists to earlier last year, and that's what I'm calling them, to storm the state buildings. Now, people might say I'm an outsider. It's not up to me to tell the American people how to think, but I can still have opinions. And I also think that images like this, you can see an internal image there. it does make it hard for the United States to lecture other countries, quite frankly, when the most powerful politician in America, the president, came out with the attitude they did to basically tell them to go home, but only for their safety, not to condemn the actual violence and intimidation. Apparently, one woman was shot. Now, I don't know the circumstances of that. I don't know if she was a passerby, if she was among the protesters. I don't know what was, but it's woman treated for gunshot wounds on Capitol building. I mean, this is political violence. I think it's a very troubling situation. I don't know what's going to happen on Inauguration Day. I imagine it will be toned down because of COVID, but I hope the security is high because some of these Trump supporters, I think, are unhinged. I really do. I can hear my phone. I'll round this up.